Welcome back to another Explainer. Today we're unpacking the source material for the Aroma Foods Company income plan. We're going to take a real deep dive into the underlying mechanics of what is a highly structured grocery referral system, and we'll explore exactly how it connects your everyday routine consumer habits to a absolutely massive multi-level payout matrix.
Just take a look at this number for a second. 30.5 crore rupees. I mean, that's a staggering figure, isn't it? Now, what if I told you that in the source material we're examining, this massive cumulative potential figure is tied directly to the completely mundane, everyday act of buying your basic pulses, spices, and wheat flour? That sharp contrast between the utter simplicity of picking up your weekly groceries and the wild complexity of multi-crore financial projections is exactly what makes this whole system so fascinating to unpack.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. Joining the Aroma family, 2. The 10-level income matrix, 3. Advanced earnings and repurchases, 4. Lifestyle rewards and incentives, and finally, 5. Becoming a company director.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact chronological journey we're about to take. The source actually uses this visual metaphor of a growing tree. It's a highly structured pathway, and we're going to follow this tree from the roots in the soil, straight up the trunk, branching out, and going all the way to the top leaves.
Let's start right at the roots. Section 1. Joining the Aroma family.
So this is where someone makes their initial financial entry into the network, right? You transition from just a regular shopper into an active participant. According to the plan, you've got two distinct starting points here. On one side, there's the starter plan. This requires an initial purchase of 1,350 rupees, which gets you a bundle of 30 essential grocery items, things like your regular pulses and spices. On the flip side, you have the premium option, the professional plan. Now this requires an 8,100 rupee entry fee, but it comes with bulk quantities of staples and free delivery in Bangalore. Whichever entry point you choose, the source notes that this initial purchase is the key that unlocks the lifelong, unlimited earning potential within their structure.
So the crucial point here is how those initial purchases actually start generating income. The Aroma Foods plan heavily emphasizes something they call referral freedom. In a lot of matrix systems out there, you only get paid if you manage to match pairs of referrals on different legs of your downline. It can be a real headache, but this specific plan, it removes those matching requirements entirely. You earn a payment for every single reference you make across their 5-matrix structure. The whole idea is to highly incentivize individual referral activity right out of the gate. Moving up the trunk of our metaphorical tree, Section 2, the 10-level income matrix.
Now that the roots are firmly planted, let's see how the core engine builds on that foundation. The matrix is entirely built on multiples of 5. So at level 1, you refer 5 members, which yields an income of 750 rupees. Simple enough, right? Then those 5 refer 5 each, creating a level 2 of 25 members. By level 3, you're at 125 members and an income of 8,250 rupees. And by level 4, the network has grown to 625 members, bringing the payout up to 31,250 rupees. The source calls this establishing your initial network. It's the groundwork.
But okay, here's where we really have to shift our focus to the exponential scale required as the system transitions from level 5 down to level 10. To actually achieve those massive payouts promised at the top of the tree, the network can't just grow by hundreds or even thousands. It literally requires expanding to millions of members underneath a single initial consumer.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer mathematical jump between the middle and the end of this matrix. Look at level 5. You've got 3,125 members, and the payout is 76,125 rupees. But check out level 10. To reach that final level, the downline has to hit almost 9.8 million members, and the payout for that specific level leaps to over 240 crore. When you add all 10 levels together, that is exactly how they arrive at that total cumulative potential of 30.5 crore we talked about at the beginning.
Branching out a bit now. Section 3, Advanced Earnings and Repurchases. So, coming off the main trunk, the system outlines secondary, ongoing income streams that run parallel to the main matrix. First up is the Diamond-Level Universal Plan. The absolute key requirement to unlock this one is getting 5 direct referrals. Once you hit that benchmark, something interesting happens. The placement management shifts. The company actually steps in to manage placements to ensure maximum payouts for you. Basically, it's an incentive specifically structured to push every single new user to recruit at least 5 people directly.
Then we have the repurchase system, which just relies on ongoing normal grocery shopping. Let's walk through a very concrete, step-by-step example from the source to make these abstract percentages tangible. Step 1. Say a member makes a repeat purchase of 5,000 rupees worth of groceries. Step 2. They immediately earn a 5% instant discount plus a 10% profit share on that transaction. Step 3. The math shakes out so the member gets 275 rupees back in their pocket. Now, when you multiply that dynamic across a downline of thousands of people, you can start to see how that ongoing volume is supposed to support the entire team structure.
Ascending up into the canopy now. Section 4, Lifestyle Rewards and Incentives.
So what keeps everyone motivated? Well, up here in the canopy, we find the perks. These incentives are tied strictly to your network growth and your monthly turnover, and they are heavily featured in the visuals of the source material. For travel rewards, members who build networks ranging from 100 all the way to 15,000 members are promised trips to destinations like Thailand and Dubai. And on top of that, there are monthly turnover prizes based on that repurchase volume we just talked about. If your team buys enough groceries in a given month, they dangle rewards like gold, laptops, iPhones, and even full-blown trips to Europe.
Beyond just the gadgets and the vacations, the plan also promises some really large-scale asset rewards. But to be perfectly impartial here, these require some massive, specific downline milestones. Let's break them down. To unlock the two-wheeler reward, your network has to reach exactly 20,000 members. To unlock the house fund, you've got to hit 30,000 members. And for the car fund, you must successfully accumulate a downline of 35,000 active members. That is a lot of groceries.
Finally, reaching the top leaves. Section 5, Becoming a Company Director.
We have reached the absolute highest point of the tree. This is the peak of the Aroma Foods structural model. We've gone through the starter kits, the wild math of the 10 levels, the cashback repurchases, and the international trips. But what is the actual endgame here? What sits at the very apex of this complex system for a participant?
It all comes down to this exact number, 50,000. According to the plan, accumulating 50,000 downline members is the ultimate threshold. Once you build a network of that size, you are instantly elevated to the title of Company Director. And with that fancy title comes the absolute highest reward outlined in the whole structure, the awarding of actual company shares.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought to chew on. The source material presents this perfectly seamless visual journey, right? Going from just buying a 1,350 rupee packet of pulses to suddenly earning over 30 crore rupees and snagging company shares. But we absolutely have to ask, does the reality of scaling a 5-matrix network to over 9.7 million people actually match the simplicity of just picking up your weekly groceries? It's a truly staggering mechanic to evaluate. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. Keep asking the tough questions, keep analyzing the data for yourselves, and I'll see you in the next explainer.